This is the B-side, B-side, B-side of marriage. This is the B-side, B-side, B-side of marriage.
Hi, I'm Jason, and this is my beautiful wife,
Rashonda.
We are marriage coaches and premarital counselors and hosts of the Bside of Marriage Podcast, where we talk about marriage, the good, the bad, the real, the A and the B side.
And this summer, we're starting a small group called Better Love, where over 4 weeks, we'll talk about the essential components of a relationship to help you deepen your connection, improve communication, as well as talk about effective conflict resolution. Everything to help you grow in your marriage to create a better love.
Yeah, it kicks off July 12th. The spaces are going to be limited, so register now. The link is going to be in the bio.
In the bio.
And
hope to see you there.
Peace.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Bside of Marriage Podcast. I'm your host, Rashonda, and this is my husband and co-host,
Jason.
And here we talk about everything related to marriage. The good, the bad, the real,
the A and the B side.
So, if you're watching us on YouTube, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Or if you're listening to us on any of the audio platforms, be sure to rate and review.
As well, follow us on Facebook at The Bside of Marriage and on Instagram at Bside of Marriage.
All right.
On to the show?
On to the show. So we like to start every episode with our first segment, and we call it the A or B side, where we share a highlight or a not so great moment from our week. And you get to go first.
Yeah, so my highlight is I was home all weekend. This is first for a long time that I was actually home Friday night, all Saturday, all Sunday, and I was actually off on Monday. So that was my A side because I got to be home with the family, got to do things around the house, put up the basketball hoop, even though that was
hot.
It was hot outside, very hot, but you know, got to be able to be home and see the joy in the kids after the hoop was put up. And then also just being home with everybody, celebrating Father's Day, my wife, and the kids. Maybe breakfast, kids had it all laid out. They was trying to keep my eyes closed, even though they're not really tall enough.
Yes, they were not good directors at all.
But it was still, like I said, it was still good. As always, my wife, the card was, she may not have thought it was one of her best cards, but I loved everything that she wrote in there, the card that she gave me. So, what about yours?
So I have an A side as well. If you guys have been watching us, you would know that this podcast, the mood's a little different. And it's because we're recording in the evening because my husband has a new job that allows him to work remotely 100% of the time. So because of that, we are like literally in the midst of a transition. So we're trying to figure this all out. But yeah, so that's my A side, is that he's going to be home a lot more. So we'll stay tuned and see when those A side turn to B's.
You ain't right.
It's the truth. It's
right.
not all roses over here.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right.
All right. So next we have the P2P share. Mm-hmm. And do you have anything for this week?
Not really. I don't. I feel like I did, and I can't remember what it was.
Honestly, I guess my P2P share is, honestly, just to go ahead and, if you ain't got a small group, you got some people you hang out with, go and, go through the book of Acts. We just finished the book of Acts, and it was, every time I read it, it's something else different that we get from it. It was really just to be around a group of other people, just, you know, kind of gleaning off the things that they got from it. It was pretty good. So that's my P2P share. So.
Okay, and so I guess my P2P share is gonna be a little selfish plug. Speaking of small groups, we will be launching a small group July 12th called Better Love, and that's where we're actually going to talk about 4 key components to making that are essential in your marriage and your relationships. And it's really based off of you taking a 15 to 20 minutes assessment, and you get a action plan that basically says, okay, based off of you guys' personality types, like basically this is what your personality type is, for example.
How they blend.
How does it blend with your spouse?
Yeah.
And then they give you ways as to how you can use those differences to better your communication.
Correct.
And stuff like that. So there's different components within that action plan. But we'll be kicking off a small group where we'll be doing that together and discussing that, and just I don't know, like building community and just really talking through all the things. So if you're looking for something, please be sure to register. I'm pretty sure the link is going to be in the bio, or not in the bio, but in the episode notes.
Yes, episode notes.
So.
Yeah, correct.
So that'll be mine.
Okay. Guys, register. It's going to be fun.
Yes. You also get to figure out how to have better sex.
Good plug.
I mean, it's true. Like, because we talk about intimacy and all the things.
I know.
So, yeah.
I'm just saying that.
So, for the guys, you'll learn how to have better sex. Women, you'll learn how to talk better. Like, how you guys can communicate better. Not talk better, but communicate better.
Okay.
To build the non-physical intimacy as well.
Okay, that's better.
I cleaned it up.
You went from guys sex. Ladies, we're going to talk about community.
Well, because I know women, we like to talk more. There's more priming that has to go before the act versus with guys.
All right.
So that's all I was trying to get to. Hold on. Okay, I have to make sure. Okay, so what are we talking about today?
I don't know. What are we talking about?
So, being that we are in a transition, I thought this would be interesting for us to just to discuss. Okay? So this is something that I saw on the socials, and it says, as roles and responsibilities shift within your marriage, can contracts help determine or facilitate conversations of when your needs are not being met, or you feel unfulfilled? So, in essence, let's just take us, for example. Okay, so it could have been that I was doing a lot more of the household responsibilities because you were, your job had different whatever. And so we could have made an arrangement like, okay, well, I'll do the cooking during the week, but on the weekend is you, or whatever, on your days off, you cook, blah, 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 or whatever. But we would have that like written down in a contract. And so if you were not holding your end of the bargain, I would be like, okay, so let's talk about this. Remember how we sat down, we talked, and this is how we were going to break things up? Well, that's not happening.
Okay.
As an example.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying as an example. Are you I guess the question is, how do I feel about contracts?
Like, do you think you should have contracts within a marriage?
For me, I guess I don't like the word contract.
Okay, why? Explain.
I guess when I think of contracts, it's usually the contract is like, I guess, is no gray. I don't say that there's usually no gray areas. That's how I assume. And when I say that, meaning, for instance, if I was a contract worker for some IT place, you know, they contracted me for a certain time, and then at the end of that time, that, you know, I'm done. You know, they don't kind of need me anymore. And when I think of contract, it's like, okay, so what the contract is saying is for this amount of time, this is what you're gonna do, and after that it changes. So whatever that stops. But kind of with your example that you said first is like, okay, in our transition, like I'll say for us, in our transition, something's gonna be shifted. We're gonna change something because I'm actually home now. So it's not like so it's not you gonna have to be doing everything. I'll be able to help. But to me, I guess there's no expiration on it. So that's when I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking as a contract, there's an expiration. So yeah, we get to make a contract. It's okay, cool for the next, you know, not say for the next 3 months, but that's to me what I think a contract is. Like for a certain amount of time, you got to do this and that and that. Not that, but you have to do this.
Well, okay. So, but if you're saying, let's just say in your example, we're going to have something situated for the next 3 months. And then we'll reevaluate after 3 months. Isn't that like a great kind of like tool to use to be like, okay, so you don't get in a rut if it's not working? But like, okay, well, this is what we thought would work. It's not. So actually need this, and this now. No,
that's what I'm saying. I don't think contract. I guess maybe I need to really figure out what the definition of a contract is, because. No, what you're saying is not wrong. That's a good idea, because that allows you to, you know, you have some type of let's say guidelines, but you have sometimes a certain amount of time to work on whatever that is, the transition. And then if for instance you're doing good, that's something where like, okay, I want you to hold on to that. But then if you're not doing good, it's like, all right, so. What can we do to make it easier for you? Not so much easier, but what can we do to make sure that you can handle this or something like that?
So I would say I'm actually not really mad at having contracts.
Okay.
In a marriage, especially I feel like early on in your marriage or in your relationship, if you feel like uncomfortable having certain conversations, or you don't necessarily know what you want to put out there. Yeah. Like maybe it does make sense to kind of put it on paper, to kind of help. Like I said, I feel like it's more like it will help facilitate conversations.
Correct.
It will help like reevaluate instead of there being a lot more unspoken expectations. Okay. At least you're like, okay, well, this is what we put down. This is not really working out, or this is great. Let's expand it or whatever. Okay. I think it's a good tool. Yeah. Initially, I feel like as you get older, like as your marriage gets older, and you figure out more of your flows. And if you have other things in place, you can like lose the contract. Okay. Because meaning, for example, like if you're setting up weekly business meetings, well, why do you need to have a contract in place? You just talk about the things. Yeah. You know, in that meeting. Or even if you have date night set up and you want to use the first part to just kind of do a check-in or whatever, then you can also like just bring up things there. So, and also I think as you're like getting into like marriage, like into like the reality of marriage. Okay. Your stages, your phases can change more frequently than you probably think they do. So also, you'll probably like can lose that contract idea or concept earlier, because you're like, things are constantly changing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it just kind of depends on your relationship, and it depends on the way you guys communicate. Too.
Like that's what I'm saying with the contract. It's, I think, because again, I'm just going from my perspective, my thinking. When you think of a contract, you have certain stipulations of what it is you're going to do.
Yeah.
But even, like, again, as you was talking, I'm like, okay, so in this quote unquote contract, you need to also have, when you're actually reevaluating, you have to be able to say, okay, well, you can't just be like, okay, no, you didn't do this, or you didn't complete it the way I like it. Like, you have to have something where it's like, okay, I need you to, like, in the contract, it needs to be something stating like, okay, I need some positive and I need some better feedback, some feedback you can do. So it's not just a negative aspect of, I guess, of whatever task you did. So it's like you're still bringing some positive to what you did do, rather than just focusing on, if you, like I said, if you completed it, if you've done it for 3 months, I would say efficiently, you get you're just giving positive, but there's always something you can do better. So it's like, okay, yes, you did good. You was able to do it for 3 months. Can you try adding this in it? I feel like we missed one part of it. And then vice versa on the other side, if you didn't do good for that contract time, that's why I say contract, for me, the word sounds weird. So
I'm interested to know, what are you putting in this contract to where you be like, oh, you didn't do that good, but do more of this? Like, what is going into this hypothetical contract?
No, I'm just trying.
I'm just asking.
I'm trying to keep it.
I'm trying to understand, what would you include in our contract if we had one?
You first have to give me something, like maybe when we first started dating, that I can, like.
I'm talking about like right now. You don't think could we benefit from having a contract in place right now?
Again, I'm gonna say no because I don't like the word contract. But I think, yes, during this trend,
agreement.
Yes, agreement. Yes. Okay. See, that's what's like. Contract is like, to me, it's like
an agreement.
Yeah, but it seems like, again, like I tell you, it seems like this is something, when you say contract, it's certain for a certain amount of time. It's not a thing that's going to be fixed the entire time. Because again, like I said, when I think of a contract, I'm thinking of...
Even when you are a contractor,
yes, and
you're contracted for a certain amount of time, they can always extend it based on your performance.
That's correct. But even if you had good performance, that particular contract could actually have a hard stop on that day too.
It could, or it could have a review period.
Right. Okay. You're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong.
That's not why I thought you were not going to like that word. I thought you were not going to like the word because it could be very legalistic.
No. That's no. Like I said, because... Huh?
That's what I thought you were going to say, because contract is like very kind of binding, legally binding.
Our marriage is binding, so...
Yeah, but the contract's not.
So that's what was like, yeah. But no, I think there are, even in the transition right now, there's things there's things that, because for 9 years you've been doing this, you've created your way to do things. Mm-hmm. So now it's me taking some things off your plate, but transition them so that I can do them. And that's why that face is like that. Mm-hmm.
Well, yes.
But again,
because honestly,
you've been doing it like this for so long. It's gonna be hard to kind of just be like, okay, here, because you have a set way that you've been doing it all this time, and it's a long time you've been doing it.
I have been doing it for a long time, and I guess because I do more in our relationship. I'm going back to This Is Us. Love it. Hate that it's gone. Remember when Randall and Beth were having that issue? Yeah. And they were talking about bending. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's like. I feel like because I do a lot of the bending to make sure that our household and our family work.
Correct.
So I don't know how this transition's gonna go because it's like you're not used to really bending or having to bend. So I literally don't know how this is gonna work.
Again, that's what I was like.
Because also too, I think you have this idea of working from home.
Oh, I know.
And I don't think it's as glamorous as it will be. As reality will be.
Okay.
So it's like adjusting to that as well because this is like literally, y'all, we are having to deal with very basic things as far as this transition is concerned. We redid our office, of course, but we really redid it with the intent that it was going to be my full-time office, and whenever Jay had to work from home with his previous job, it would only be like for a day here and there. So it was just like, he can kind of do like the B-side stuff, like editing and stuff is usually what he does. So we're usually not necessarily in the room, like in the office at the same time. Yeah. So we also realized that someone is used to having a closed door, like office, and the other person has been in an open cubicle space and understands how to share environments with multiple people.
Yeah, that's me. I'm sorry.
So it's just like logistically, how is this going to really work?
But I did good today. I did good.
It's day one.
I know.
It's day one. And he did do good for day one. But how many days does it say to make it something a habit?
21.
Okay, so we got 20 more days before it's a habit. So it's like even that. Also, too, it's an adjustment for the kids because they're used to, if daddy is home, daddy is off.
And I'm playing with them.
And he's like playing and doing all the daddy things. Well, now daddy's home, but daddy's working. Yeah. And so he can't just stop and play like they're doing right now. Like, they get out of hand sometimes. So anyway, so it's like we're literally trying to cover those before we get into making changes on how, like, we're operating.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of layers to it.
Yeah, there
just
is.
Like even us recording. But now you see how it's not so easy just to record in the middle of the day.
Oh, yeah, I know. No, I definitely know.
But that's what I said. But I did a lot of bending to make it happen.
I know.
So that's what I'm saying.
I'm
glad we made a huge, I made a huge Juneteenth dinner and / Father's Day dinner because we're having leftovers. So they're not, It's gonna be. And we're gonna need a couple weeks.
We'll get it though. We'll get it. It's
maybe 3, 4.
We're gonna get it.
I mean, we're going to get it. You're correct.
We're gonna get it. But it's gonna be adjustment. So
yeah. So I guess. So we're saying that we're not gonna use a contract. So how are we gonna make this adjustment? All the needed adjustments.
I
still prioritize us.
I think we need to, like I said, put a list out of those things, and then, I'll say like this: allow me to select, or you can tell me the ones you want me to do, or allow me to select the ones that I can take off, or like do during this transition, task in the house, and like I said, for the next 3 months, we'll see how kids are gonna be. Was it 3? Is it 3 months?
No,
for the summertime?
They're gonna be back. Summer is not that long.
But still, I would say 3 months. We can do it for 3 months.
No, we can't because they're going back to school.
So what? We'll do it till August, then, in the middle of August. Okay. We can try. I can say we can try, but that's, like you said, you've done a lot of bending, so now that I'm home,
I don't have to bend so much. And
But
that's what I say. That's where
yeah, like you don't have to bend, but at the same time, you know, you've been bending for all this time, so allow me to really get a true essence of what you like, how you have done over these 9 years, and then be able to bend so that you're not taking everything on, even though I'm home.
We'll see. I think it's also difficult when you're first joining a company because it's different.
I don't know the role. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, your schedule and stuff is going to be different.
Yeah.
Once you get a better understanding, because even like your hours, I have no idea what your schedule is. So yeah, so it's just like maybe after that we can kind of figure out.
Okay,
a thing.
that's fine.
I don't know. It's still.
It's still new.
It's so new. This is it's funny because yes, I've been doing this for 9 years, but the transitions have not been like I know what they are.
Yeah.
It's like because it's like basically it's seasonal. So it's like okay, we have the summer when the kids are out. Oh, we have holidays. We have basketball, we have baseball and basketball. Well, we have, basketball and baseball that overlap. And then it's like, oh, we have baseball that lasts forever. So it's like all these things that, and then it's like like before All-Star, like those was easier because it was like calendar. For the planner in me, it's easier to be like, okay, so this is what I'm going to have to do. I got to plan this around that, blah, blah, blah. We've never had, let me think. Well, we have because he's about to be 11.
Yeah.
So, but he was a baby. So that was even different.
Yeah.
So this is like the first time, like we can have like a traditional family, like schedule.
I know, but the way you said it's like, okay, he ain't been here for 9 years. Now we can have, like, that's, when you said it, that's how I'm saying it. Thinking
I was like, okay, like, I was thinking, have we ever had it like a traditional?
When I was working at the courthouse, yeah. Aiden, like you said, Aiden was.
But I didn't have the traditional job.
Yes. Because at that time you didn't do consulting. After Aiden was born.
Remember, I consulted locally.
Yeah, I'm saying, but you wasn't traveling.
I wasn't traveling because I had a newborn. Yeah,
so but that's what I'm saying. When I think of your consulting is when you was traveling, 4 or 5 days out of the week and then come over the weekend. Okay. That's why I'm.
So we kind of had a traditional then.
Because again, kind of for about No. I don't know. Now that I think about it, no. Because
that's what it's like. I don't think so.
Because when I was at the courthouse, I was traveling to all the different cities, doing equipment pickups. So sometimes I'll be going on the weekend. Yeah, that's
I don't know. I feel like it was not very traditional.
No, it wasn't. Now that you say it, it wasn't.
Because we had one kid and it was a baby.
It was different.
It's different.
Yeah.
Now.
You're right.
So anyways. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it goes. So, we'll just have to. We'll keep you guys posted. You'll know from our A and B side moments.
Like this week.
But that did not.
He was loud.
Yeah. He's so loud. Then he wonder why the kids are loud.
Let's not go into that. But okay.
They'll be sitting right next to each other. Ah, why are y'all talking?
You forgot your
what?
Your family, your moms and the sisters, how they be right next to each other and be screaming like.
Yes, but they also get it from their daddy.
I'm not, but I'm adding that because you mean
no,
he
trying to throw
me.
My family under the bus.
No, it comes from both sides. They get both sides of it. That's all I'm saying.
Anywho.
So do you have a tip or whatever? An advance?
My tip is to do what works best for your relationship.
But still have the conversation.
No, that's what I'm saying. Do what works best for your relationship. Like if it requires that y'all have to like write it down to get a process going, then write it down and be like, hey, we're gonna try this. because this conversation was very much on the tactical side, like, you know, like how a household functions, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But also, too, it's like you can make demands about what you need to be fulfilled in the relationship. Like, I need you to, you know, plan some date nights.
Yeah.
You know, I need you to, like, I mean, I don't know, like, if your love language is like receiving gifts, then it's like, I need you to buy me a little something.
Gotcha. Okay.
Once a month, you know, put a budget on it if, you know, because inflation is real out here in the streets. So, but I'm saying, like, you can make those kind of requirements too. Like, we did have one moment, because I remember when you used to come home. Oh, actually, when it was just Aiden, it was a baby. As soon as Jay would have come home, I would be like, here you go, baby. I need to.
Oh, yeah.
I need a minute to just, like, get myself together. But now realizing he needed a minute, too, because he was just, you know, walking in from work.
Sitting in traffic.
So, exactly.
In Houston traffic.
So we had to, you know, it was like, okay, I need a few minutes to calm down, and then we can actually have a conversation before just him and the baby.
Yeah.
And other days I'm like, well, I just need you to take the baby. So you can have those kind of conversations as well.
Yeah.
Also, you can be like, hey, I need to vent. So when I say, like, you can come up with the terminology you can use to vent without your spouse thinking that they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because I used to say, babe, I need to talk.
Yeah.
Can we talk?
And I'd be like...
And he always think that, that means thumbs up. And I'm like,
my
no.
face out just like that. I'd be like, oh, what happened? What did I do? I just got home. Like, so she had to...
Yeah, but I'd be like, really, no, I just need to vent.
Yeah.
About something outside of us. Like, not related to us or whatever.
So I'll say like this. If that's something that your spouse does, instead of reacting the way I did, just ask them, okay, what are you saying? So that you can get a better understanding of what that means, because I need to talk can be a plethora of things.
It can be about a lot of things.
Yeah, so you want to act like, just don't like receive it and take it like it's negative. Just say, okay, babe, what do you mean by that? And then if it's like, I just need, and then she can kind of, what's the word? Elaborate a little more on what she's saying, and then then you can be like, give me 5 minutes, let me get changed, or give me like 3 minutes and let's talk. Like, but you have to have that conversation. You have to say that so you get a better understanding. So,
so that's why I said just do what works for you. Because I know I can't. I don't know about the paper thing, because I don't think we need another thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it'll go over well with you.
Okay.
Because we have all kinds of lists and
yeah,
stuff.
we do.
So so that was like, I think for us it's just trying to create a routine and then just revisiting it every week. Like, okay, that worked, that did not work. So, and then tweaking it. Because I mean, y'all, this is so new. I don't know how this is going to work. It's going to be a lot of togetherness. Like, yes, we had togetherness during the quarantine.
Mm-hmm. This is different, though.
Yeah, because I knew that was going to end eventually.
Contract was up. No.
But also, too, it was like everything else was more relaxed.
Yeah. So
this is like us fully functioning in a completely open world. And it's gonna see. So that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a lot of a lot of coordinating with drop-offs and all the things. So so we'll keep you guys posted. Y'all pray for us.
Yes, pray
for me. I've been praying for me to not be so needing to be in control.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. I'm not trying to say anything about that. I'm not. No, I'm just saying, because I know there's things that I got to do, because again, it's a change of mindset, because I was so used to driving into work and then coming home. So now it's different, because, I have to, it's a change of mindset, and I gotta, taking account of everything that's going on too now. So.
Well, right, and still being able to have your you time and all the things.
Yep.
So so that's what's it. It's a lot of components to it.
We'll get it.
We don't have a choice.
Yeah, but we stay together, and we will be.
Yes, we are.
All right, y'all. Well, if y'all have any topics y'all want us to touch upon, just send us a DM.
Yep.
And we'll get working on those as well. Share this with somebody. Like I said, comment on it. Let us know what you're thinking. If you agree, or if you don't think having a contract is the right thing.
Or if you are using contracts.
Oh, that's good too.
How's that working? Because help us, please. We don't know everything.
Help me, please.
We're just trying to make things work.
So,
but yes, and don't forget to check out the Better Love Small Group starting July 12th.
Yep, link will be in the description
and
the show notes. So until next week, y'all.
Peace.